Iran and the U.S. have reportedly wrapped up indirect talks in Oman this morning. Today's talks come amid a U.S. military buildup in the region following Tehran's deadly crackdown on anti-government demonstrations. For more on this, we are joined by CBS News senior foreign correspondent Elizabeth Palmer from our London newsroom, who has reported on the ground from Tehran in the past. Liz, good morning. Put today's meeting into perspective for us. What are both sides looking for, and what do we know about what, if anything, they've achieved?
We don't know a lot about what they've achieved. Perhaps the biggest achievement is that they've agreed to meet again. So this need not be the end of the discussions. Whether they've actually got anywhere, we don't know. They were a long way apart to start with. The United States wants Iran to put various things on the table, not only its nuclear program, but also its ballistic missile program and its support for other proxies in the region. Here we're thinking about Hezbollah or the Yemeni Houthis. Iran, for its part, has said absolutely not. Missiles are a non-starter. We're not talking about them. We will agree to discuss our nuclear program. So this is sort of a meeting to frame what this discussions might cover. And really, it's just a black box. There's such high stakes, and both sides have every interest in keeping this discreet. So it's too early to tell whether this is going to go anywhere.
So, Liz, as you know, the Iranian government has just carried out a deadly crackdown on protesters, and now the U.S. is negotiating with Iran. How will the folks, the citizens in Iran, take this, the news?
Well, for people who really are fed up with the government, and that is millions and millions of Iranians, it really looks like a betrayal. You know, President Trump, when the uprising was at its peak, President Trump said the U.S. would come to the rescue. Help was on the way. We're locked and loaded. And the people perhaps naively believed that the U.S. was going to intervene on their side and, if not topple the regime, at least help them push for big changes. And instead, we see the U.S. government negotiating with the very people who represent that regime. Probably the biggest fear is that the Iranian government, in a very weak position now, will make big concessions on the nuclear file, and the U.S. will lift sanctions, so they'll get a little bit of economic help, which will, in fact, cement them in power. So this could end up being exactly the opposite of what those protesters wanted when they came out into the streets a month ago.
All right, Liz, thank you very much, as always. We appreciate you, my friend.